and I'm sure he loves this combo. David Robertson joins us right now on FT Live.
So, David, how many steroids and how many greenies did you do back in the day?
None, man, none.
We do like to carry our combos, and this was not on purpose. We just are rolling for a couple hours every day into our interview. Here's the one thing I will ask you that I think you're okay to answer, okay?
Okay.
Jose Ramirez against Tim Anderson in the fight that went down. Your thoughts on that, and do you agree with AJ that at times it's good to have like that heated, almost like hated rivalry between teams to market the sport?
I mean, I don't want to say too much about those two going at it, but I will say that like fans like to see fights. I mean, I like to see them. I don't really like running all the way from the bullpen because I never get involved in it, but it's fun to watch. I mean, I watched the video and saw it. You can't help but see it when it happens. Same with hockey. You want to see some action.
Yeah, well, it's like, when you run in, you show off your calves. So you run all the way in on your toes and showing off your calves. And by the time you get there, you're like, oh, cramping my calves. I ran to run that far. With the pants up. And so you're like, that's why you couldn't fight. It has nothing to do with being tired.
It's a long haul in there, man. No one really ever scrapped when I've been in there. And the problem is I get in there and everybody's so much bigger than I expect. Like when you grabbed me, or when Kratzy grabbed me and Zach Duke in one brawl and squished us together like this, and neither one of us could get away. It wasn't fun.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
What happened? Hold on.
Yeah, I was gonna chime in here. First of all, it wasn't just you and Zach Duke. Okay, Zach Duke was behind there. I had your shirt and I had Matt Albers' jacket.
You broke his finger on accident.
So the fight. All right. So a little backstory. A little backstory for this fight. It was the White Sox Royals fight back in 15.
Yeah.
And everyone's running out. We run out of the bullpen. Kelvin Herrera throws like a haymaker from behind the pile from the bullpen. And D-Rob, Zach Duke, and Matt Albers were all pissed because they saw it coming in from the bullpen from the other way. And I was like, I'm not going to sit there and throw any haymakers. So I see them pissed and like, hey, that's bull. That's bull. And I grabbed D-Rob's shirt and I grabbed Matt Albers' jacket and I twisted them so they couldn't get away. And I pushed them both into Zach Duke. And Matt Albers goes to slap my hand away. And he slaps it again. And I never thought anything of it. Fight went somewhere else. Broken finger. Only injury from the whole fight was his broken finger on my hand.
Look, the best part about that was like 2 days later, his finger's all purple and they're like, dude, it's broken. And Herm Schneider had him try to tape it together. He's like, just go pitch with it taped together. You'll be fine.
Hey, did Herm give him the prongs?
Put in it.
Hey, David, did Herm try to give him the prongs and be like, and he prong it? And he's like, it'll be fine. Just a couple prongs.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, it's fine. It doesn't look too bad. I'm like, it's bent the wrong way and it's purple. I'm like, that thing is ruined.
All right. So anyway, that was more than I expected.
I didn't know that was coming.
I love that. I think underrated is also Kratz is a house, but we'll get to that. How's the Marlins? How's life in Miami? And also the surprise factor that you ended up there. I'm sure if we spoke, because we had Max on the other day, and I was like, dude, if I told you on April 1st or something, you were going to be on the Rangers, what would you say? It was like, if you told me that a week before I was dealt, I would have thought you're crazy.
Yeah, I was a little shocked to come to the Marlins, only just because teams don't really traditionally trade in division. That was really the only shock. I knew I was probably going to be moved, and I feel like there was a lot of teams biting to get me, just because of the I could pitch in pretty much any situation out of the bullpen, whether it's middle innings, late innings, doesn't really matter to me. And everyone's always looking for bullpen help down the stretch, so. I knew I was getting moved, a little shocked to go to Miami, but it's been great so far. I mean, when I first got here, I got roughed up my first couple outings, but I've since then, settled down and figured it out and adjusted to, pitching here in this dome, which is just way too comfortable for me. I'd rather be a little hot and sticky or rainy or, just have the elements going at us. But I'm getting used to it.
You knew you were going to get traded because you've never paid for the end of a season move away from a team. Like, you're always getting traded, and you're like, oh yeah, I got to move everything back to my house. You're always getting teams to pay for it, so you knew you were getting traded.
100%. I'm just sticking them with that bill every time. Here's my rent check. You can go ahead and pay for the rent in the city I was in, and I'll try to figure out where I'm going to stay next.
I love that. Have you been with a team that's had the retractable roof like the Marlins in your career? Have you had any of those? Or you've been always weathering the storm in Philly and New York? What do you got?
I spent a little time in with the Rays in 21 when I was coming back from surgery and stuff, but that one doesn't retract in. I can't see the baseball there, but I love Tampa, so that was a nice place home.
The lighting is better in Miami's ballpark than Tampa Bay, and that goes for just about any ballpark.
They don't have a white roof either.
Yeah. Tampa's tough, no doubt about it. So, what did you think of the rest of what Miami did? I mean, I lived down there for a while. It's cool to see this team competing now, and it's not just trading for you. You were the first move, and then they add some more, including Jake Berger, which I think was actually one of the more surprising deals, just because he's young, former first-round pick, and he was crushing it with the White Sox. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, you got a 40-plus homer bat. Let's go.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, you don't see guys usually who have that much control get traded, but that was the White Sox. They were moving everything and trying to start another rebuild. So
hey, you love the White Sox.
I'm glad we got him. I mean, he hits balls hard. He's scary at the dish. I mean, I've seen him hit him 118, 119. He's a dangerous bat up there. You hang it, he'll bang it.
Hey, don't talk trash about your favorite organization, okay?
Stop it.
I know you spent a long time there. You got some big knocks off me when I played against you.
Cutters and curveballs. Cutters and curveballs. David Robertson.
That's
Here he came. High Sox, cutters and curveballs. Hope I could throw one over the shortstop's head off him.
That's what you would hit it out of the mitt. I would get so frustrated. Like, how did he do it again? It's a laser every time. I thought it was by him.
Hey, David, speaking of the High Sox, you and your wife have a nice charity thing you guys do, the High Sox for Hope. Can you talk to us a little bit about what it's for, what it's about, and how it started?
Yeah, well, it started back in 2011. My hometown, Tuscaloosa, was hit by a really bad tornado, and it killed, I want to say, 38 or 39 people there. It took out about 15% of the town. And a lot of people I knew and a lot of people in the area just lost everything. And it's tough when, you can't get any help because Joplin got hit right behind it. So we started a foundation and then moved on from there to a 501c3 and have been working with all sorts of people, including Nick Saban and Habitat for Humanity, for just getting people back into houses. And then whenever they're back into a house, we come in and furnish the entire house for them, free of charge, just get them back on their feet and get them back into everyday life. We've also done a lot of work with a lot of the VAs in Alabama and some other states where we've gone in, and whenever someone who's kind of fallen on hard times, one of our military and is moving back into the VA or is getting housing within the VA, we'll come in and furnish their houses there as well. So we've continued to grow. We've continued to keep doing what we're good at. But obviously, there's always someone that needs help. There's always some other disaster that's happening. So we're a very small organization, but we've managed to help, thousands of families, and we're going to continue to keep providing help when we can and relief when we can.
No, that's great. And how can people help, or is there stuff on socials?
Yeah, well, it's tough. I've been moved around so much and having 3 kids and an infant now, but we have highsoxforhope.org is one way you can look at it. And we're on Facebook as well. And we have our one employee, Judy Holland, who's a saint. She takes care of majority of everything because I'm just busy with baseball. And my wife has 3 kids that she's having trouble wrangling around.
No, that's fair. That's great, man.
Yeah.
All right.
A lot.
I have one more Mets question, then we'll get back to Marlins. Did you? So Max told us, he had the combo when the team was starting to split up with Epler and then with Cohen. Did you get to have your Steve Cohen combo? Like, listen, I want to know about the future here before the move was made. Max had to kind of talk to them to be like, are you guys really kind of getting rid of this whole team here after a few months?
I never really had that conversation before I was moved. I did get a phone call from Steve afterwards, just thanking me for being there and, for my efforts on the field, which was very nice of him. But I'd talked with Billy Epler quite a few times, and he'd kind of explained where the team was at and just kind of kept me in the loop of whether or not if I was being moved or if I was drawing interest, then I just kind of had to just wait around and see if, the move was going to be made for guys that they needed to help build their organization. So I was just kind of waiting around at that point to be moved. But they kind of kept me in the loop. They were very friendly and very nice and open about it.
No, that's great.
No, that's awesome with them.
Yeah.
It's nice to have that veteran respect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you got?
It was a little different with the White
All right.
Sox.
Well, all right. So, David, we just had.
Yeah, dude. you don't want to hear him every day lately.
David, we just had Brady Singer on, who went to the University of Florida. I know you're an Alabama guy. So give me your favorite Alabama player of all time.
Alabama player of all time. I loved Jalen Hurts a lot. I have one of his jerseys. I know he's a recent player, but I always enjoyed him. Tyrone Prothro is another one. I mean, but Hurts always loved it.
He had a nasty. Did he break? Wasn't he the one that broke his leg?
Yeah, against Florida late in the game there. Yeah, it was a tough one to watch. He was just he was like one of those spark plugs that if you got the ball, you just never knew what was going to happen. He was so quick. But I love Jalen Hurts' ability to just take the ball and just be a beast out there on the field, whether he needs to throw it or run it. And now he's doing it for the Eagles. I mean, I know he transferred and went to Oklahoma, but I still love him. He was a great player.
Does he still count? Does he?
Yeah.
Because when he does his introductions, though, he says he says Oklahoma. He doesn't say Alabama.
It's okay. I mean, maybe he had a bad taste in his mouth when he left, but it's all right. I'm a fan. I can still love him for it. We had him for a few years.
D-Rob, we just had Singer on. Would you ever wear a Robertson, Alabama football jersey?
No.
Thank you. Okay. So my next.
Okay, wait. Before no. Okay, so we have to go. We have to show him. Okay. Here.
Otherwise, he's like, "What are you
Otherwise,
talking about?"
Okay, look. So I have numerous of these. Okay, I've never worn them, but I have them. They've been gifted to me over time. Okay, but I've never worn one. So Kratz is super mad that he doesn't have an Eastern Mennonite Kratz jersey to wear.
What are you talking about? I totally do.
Peanut butter and jelly. I mean, I've got a few soccer uniforms that people have given me from going to games, and I've never worn them. I mean, it's football too.
And they say Robertson on the back?
Oh yeah, they're showy. They're like paper thin. I wish our uniforms were made out of that. It'd be amazing.
Hey, when we played together in 2017, you said you wanted to sign with a National League team so you could get an at bat.
Oh,
Well, you got your at bat. Are you satisfied?
No, because he was throwing it so slow. It was like he was throwing it up into the sky, coming down, and I just couldn't hit it. I was like, throw it harder.
Oh, so you had all these years. You had 10 years till you get this at bat, and I mean that's all you talked about. You're like, I got to sign with a National League team, sign with the Phillies. Obviously that didn't go well, but come on, you had all this time for this at bat. The only person that waited longer for their first at bat was me, but you screwed the pooch. You had a position player.
I know. I couldn't get it done. I was not walking, that's for sure.
And you punched out.
I did. I sure did. I couldn't get the barrel high enough. I tried to hit it in my eyes, but it didn't happen. If I could have quit smiling and maybe focused a little bit more, I could have done a little better.
Okay.
That's the thing. So I just wanted to, for the record,
Yeah.
David Robertson just said, like every high school kid that Kratz and I help coach, he's throwing too slow, coach. And then they face the guy throwing 90, and he's like, he's throwing too hard, coach. Well, which one is it? I mean, I'd rather have the slow guy.
Not 52, maybe like 78. 78 would probably have been about right.
You should have got a 90 and brought it out
would have
there.
been by me in the mid.
Well, that's like the people that complain about the weather. It's too cold, it's too hot. And I'm like, which one do you want? Like what? And they're like, 75 and sunny and a breeze.
72 and sunny.
Yeah. Like a retractable roof and an indoor situation.
And he's complaining about the retractable roof. Now it's all making
No,
sense.
he likes the retractable.
I'm a pitcher. That's what we do. We're in the bullpen. We just complain about everything.
Yep.
Hey, in Miami, are you complaining about the loud music and the dancing girls on the tables?
They don't have that anymore.
I can't tell you how many times I've complained about the music being too loud here. I'm like, I can't think out there. I can't even hear the pitch comm in my ear when I'm warming up in the bullpen. I'm like, it's just too loud.
Wait, you use a pitch comm in the bullpen?
Well, you put it in if I'm warming up in the eighth, so you don't forget it. Because if you run out there and forget it, you can get a I don't know, some kind of new rule violation or something.
Violation.
So you put it in, you warm up, and then like every now and then you'll hear it'll be like you'll hear the pitch that's going on out there, and then it's like then it'll be a pitching change and you go in. So you kind of got it in your ear.
All right, I'm going to talk.
Anyways.
I'm going to talk to the DJ out there. I know the DJ. So
by the way, because you have to go, did you see Max yesterday get the strikeout on the pitch on the violation? He was pissed he didn't get to strike him out on his own. He like slammed the ball. I was like, damn it, I was going to strike him out on my own.
I get it though. It's not fair. The rules are. I mean, listen, that's a whole nother.
David, we'll talk in the off season. How about that?
Yeah. You get me on the off season, and I'll start spewing about everything that.
Yeah, you will.
Hell yeah. We will hit you up. We got you in 2 months, dude. In the meantime, go ride this thing to a playoff run. All right, we're watching.
All right. No, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for having me on.
Cheers. Appreciate you.
Roll
Thanks,
Tide.
man. There you go.